What go down? Welcome to That's Just Meldo. We keep it a stack, nothing less. Coming from yours truly. Y'all already know the rest. What go down? And I got somebody here with me today, and they came to tell their story and talk to us, and we gonna talk about it. So go ahead and introduce yourself. And
Hey y'all! I'm trying to let Fred get her way in. I'm like, yeah, look at it. But you already know it's Big Tay on the beat.
Period.
I go by Taylor, y'all.
Okay.
And guess what? You can check me out on the Road to Healing podcast real soon.
Period. Y'all go check out the podcast Road to Healing. I'm gonna tag everything so y'all can go check it out. And we're gonna get into it. Okay. So talk to us, Tay. Let's talk. So tell us about your tell us about yourself and tell us, just talk about yourself a little bit.
Okay, y'all. So I am a 24-year-old freelance entrepreneur and graphic designer.
Okay.
I went to the Prairie View A&M University.
Y'all go. Y'all gotta put that V.
V, like you already know. With two E, like PV.
Simple as that.
I loved it there.
Right.
I ain't graduated yet, y'all.
Uh-oh.
It's on the way. It's coming.
Okay,
soon.
it's all right.
It's gonna do a good work.
It's okay, right? Because baby, I'll be the addiction. It's time. It's gonna take a little time. It ain't no.
Not everybody finish all at the same time.
Right, and that's okay.
You might have finished before my race, but my race not done. I still gotta get to the finish line.
Right. Simple as that.
I'm on the way. And what else? I mean, I'm just at this point just living life. Just trying to figure things out.
All right, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's take it back. Let's talk childhood. Talk about a time that you were happiest in your childhood. Let's start cute.
Okay. Oh, you get it. Okay. Childhood wise, I love taking trips with my family. Oh my gosh. I feel like that was the biggest thing that we always did. So
right.
We go everywhere, but I have never been nowhere out of state.
So I've always San Antonio, Dallas, Austin.
We got out the state though. We go wait.
Say it again, because I'm about to say
I ain't never been out the state.
Right, you never been out the country. Gotcha.
Right,
we're gonna bring it
back. I'm over here messing up.
Because when we say state, I already know where you'd have been if you say state.
Right. No, I done been out the state. I done been out of Texas, y'all.
Right. Just not out of the U.S.
Most southern states.
Okay.
I'm trying to get out and do a little bit more, but COVID had happened at the time when I was trying to plan all my trips.
Right. That actually probably would have been the best time to plan all the trips. That shit was cheap.
Right.
Now it's expensive.
Looking stupid. Damn. What a flight time. Like, okay. But yes, like, I'm just trying to, I love to travel. I love doing stuff with my family. That was kind of like my biggest thing. Like, me and my family at that time when I was young were the closest.
Right.
So I was the baby.
Right.
And they loved me.
Right. That's usually how I be with them babies.
Them last ones.
Right.
She want to have another one at the end while you're doing that.
Oh,
I was supposed to be the last.
Right. Somebody said, not actually.
What are you doing? Middle child.
Right.
Wasn't expecting
Okay, so traveling with your family. Okay, now we're going to take a turn. Talk about a bad time or a traumatic time in your childhood.
Okay,
friend. Friend. We get into the nitty gritty today.
A bad time or a what?
Traumatic time.
Oh, girl. You my bitch.
Now, if you don't want, you don't got time.
No, we here.
We roll to healing.
Roll to healing. Oh, I like the sideways sit. I should have been sitting like this from the beginning. Okay. But traumatic experience. Oh, child. I feel like I too many traumatic.
Oh Lord.
We got something to talk about.
Come on, let's talk about
childhood. I'ma get gutter. I'ma just go there.
Go ahead, baby.
We've all I've had an experience with somebody that was, trying to
molest. Gotcha.
More so, it start with a P?
Pedophile. Gotcha.
Very much pedophile. Very much watching me, and I didn't know.
Gotcha.
And I had a situation like that happen to me. It was twice, but it was never really something that was like I never had that person never made me have like intercourse with them.
Right.
But it was like oral.
Mm-hmm.
And as a child, like growing up, experiencing
was it somebody?
something,
I'm sorry. Was it somebody in your family?
it was a family friend.
Gotcha.
But it was such a close family friend that you would have expected that.
Usually I do.
In the same breath though, like as a child, it's crazy because I was just writing this down.
Mhm.
I was actually writing it out because I'm working through my trauma.
Right.
So like I'm having to see things that I thought that I was like I didn't forgave them, in which I did forgive them, but actually seeing it and bringing it back up from childhood, it was like,
Right.
okay, this is totally something different.
Right.
And when I was taking myself back after I had like wrote everything out and every single thing that happened detail to detail, I was just like, okay, like this wasn't really, it's never your fault,
Right.
but you always look at it as like, why did this happen to me? Like,
right.
what was going on in your head that made
Right.
you, you know?
Right.
So once I started to process that, I started to look at myself like, okay, what makes you you?
Right.
Like this happened so young, like at a young age. I didn't know who I was at that time.
Right.
I didn't know nothing about me. I just knew that I was a child trying to be a child and live in a child's place.
Right.
So when something like that traumatic happens to you, it's just like, okay, who am I? What is going on?
Now I'm gonna ask you a question, and I don't want to be offensive, but I've asked this question before on some of my episodes.
You can ask the question.
But I'm asking this question to you because you're a transgender female, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I always want to know this because I say this all the time. I watch Steve Wilkos, Maury, all of them. I watch them bad. I watch them all the time.
Yeah.
That's my comfort show.
Sydney Star.
Right. I could be a host for one of them shows.
Run it up. Give me that spot.
But no.
Jerry dead.
Right. Somebody got to take that spot.
Somebody got to pick up his show.
I always ask this question because when I'm watching shows like this and you have I don't see transgenders a lot on there, but you have like gay males or gay females and they studs or they want to be women or whatever the case may be. I don't know the proper terms. I ain't trying to offend nobody. But a lot of them experience something traumatic in their childhood. Rather it was same sex touching them, same sex trying to touch them, or something of that nature. Do you feel like that is something that shaped you into the person that you are, or you feel like that's something that you kind of always were, and you just when you got older you know?
Right. So I feel like in all honesty, I was born this way. And I feel like that spirit or whatever a child may, be experiencing at that time, I feel like people prey on that. Right. You might be able to see the mannerisms or whatever the case may be in a child. So that's why you might go for that because you're like, okay, this might be an easier outlet.
Right.
So I feel like when that ended up happening, it was like you have your own problems, but at the same time, I don't understand. I can't wonder forever why you did what you did.
Right.
I can just sit in this and try to figure it out myself and keep going on with life.
Right.
But at the same time, I was just like, okay, this was something that definitely made me like look at myself.
Right.
So as a child, like I always felt like that girl.
Right.
I did. I felt like she, her, always. But when stuff like that would happen, because it did happen twice, and it happened at two pivotal times in my life.
Right.
One when I was just so young, but the other time was when I was about to exit and leave out of high school.
Right.
And this one was actually like a really close family member.
Right.
So experiencing both of that, I would say like it was something that kept it going.
Right.
It was something that kept it going. Now, I've never experienced anything with a girl, never kissed a girl, never had eyes for a girl. Now, I love girls. I think that women are pretty.
Right.
All day long.
Period.
But are we doing anything? Right. We are not.
Mm-hmm. And
that just never happened. So I was always that child. Like I never told my family my business. They had their, assumptions, but at the same point, they're also in denial. Right. They're, oh, when you gonna get a girlfriend? And
trying to play.
Now you know. Like, now you know. But with all of that going on, I'm just like, okay, these couple of things have taken place. And then growing up, I had my own dealings. Like, I would watch Love and Hip Hop, RuPaul, Love and Hip Hop of Atlanta, all these different shows with my mom and stuff, and with my sister. So just watching that, and then always feeling like it was inside of me, having those mannerisms or whatever the case may be.
Right.
It just only grew. It only progressed.
Right.
And growing up, it was just like, it was something that I had been doing for a while. Like at home, when my mama gone,
playing her dress,
getting dressed up.
Simple as that.
Heels, hair, the whole nine,
everything,
it all. So I'm in there getting teed up while mama gone to work.
Right.
Like, hello. And I was like 7.
Yeah.
And it just kept getting more and more. Mama getting new clothes. I'm going in and trying them on for.
Model.
Okay. But I was just like, okay, this is something that I really like to do. This is something that makes me feel comfortable.
Right.
Also, in addition to that, like, my voice. This is my voice.
Right.
This ain't trained.
Right.
This ain't no coach gave me this. I'm not playing. This is me.
Right.
So, like, it's been a challenge navigating life with, when I hate saying this, but when I was a boy, like, people used to always be like, oh, is that a stud? Or little kids used to be like, Mama, is that a boy or is that a girl? And with the voice, it never held.
Right.
And my natural hair was like a curly top. I have like nice, stringy, curly hair. So it was like, it kind of was hard to tell. People were up in their heads about, like, what is this? Who is? Right. And I'm just like, at the same time, like, I'm me. Right. Now, at the time, I didn't like to be called gay. I've never liked to be called gay. Like, my name used to be Trey.
Right.
So I like to be called Trey. Right. Don't call me gay. Don't include me in the LGBT community, because I was not at the time.
Right.
But it was just like, I don't want to be acclimated with that because I didn't feel like that.
Right.
And that also came with me knowing who I was, because I really always felt like
a woman.
Gotcha. So that's how we got here. Like, we had those little obstacles. Right. We went through what we went through, and then life happens. Right. We experience and go.
Your AirPod, but it's okay, baby.
Right. You see, I'm
gonna get it, baby.
Okay. But I kept it going. Like, I love being who I am today. It's been a challenging road. Some of my friends that I've been able to confide in over the years, I thank them. And I'm glad that I had people in my corner, because I didn't have family support, like, at all.
That's what I was finna ask. How did your family take you transitioning?
They didn't.
Right.
And they still don't.
Right.
And
mother, dad, too?
So family to me is mom, dad, and sister.
Gotcha.
I have a stepdad and a younger sister now, but my younger sister, clearly, she loves me.
Right.
My stepdad, he loved me. We good. It ain't no issue.
Right.
But of course, with my own mom, she gonna have her own feelings.
Right.
And I'm understanding of that. I had to grow into knowing, like, what mom wants this for her child.
Fair enough. So
we have to but at the end of the day, I don't know what mama wanted for herself.
Right.
And I don't know what mama was doing for herself.
Right.
So I have to be honest with this is my life.
Right.
So regardless of how mama may feel, I love you.
Right.
Always.
Right.
But I still have to love me.
Right. And I think that ain't even just with being trans or anything like that. I think that's just life in general. Parents always want us to be better, so they may forget about what they was doing back in their time and then try to tell us, oh, you should be doing this, when they were doing the same thing we trying to do,
Run it down,
friend. All parents. So
run it down. Because I don't think they can hear you in the back. I really don't think they can hear you.
So let's
oh no.
How is the dating scene as a transgender? Because I don't hear much about the dating scene, and I'm trying to offend nobody, but from what I do see from the ones who are like forefront trans that you actually see, I don't know if you pay attention to like Lynn Carson and all them. You don't pay attention.
I don't know who Lynn is.
Famous Facebook people. I'll be bored, so I watch.
Okay.
But it just seemed like for him and what he do, he also is HIV positive. He could be doing a lot more with his platform, but that's a topic for another day.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to look. What's his name?
Len Carson. Look him up.
Len.
You'll see him and be like, oh, okay. But from what I see, it's kind of like he be accepting a little bit of anything, and it could be because of his status, his HIV status. But I want to know what the dating scene is like, because when I talk to gays and transgender and all that, they always, men specifically, gay men or trans women, they always say like, I want to go for a down low person. And I'm just like, why do you want to go for somebody down low? So now I want to know, what is the dating scene like? And is that like what y'all have to deal with because men ain't figured themselves out yet, or whatever the case may be? Talk to me about the dating scene.
Okay. So let's get into the dating scene, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, I done found my man.
Period. And we love to hear it.
I'm feeling good. But baby, I ain't always had that man.
Right.
And it's been a long journey, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, I can be honest. I started my transition back and forth for a while.
Okay.
Because I was still trying to appease my family.
Gotcha.
It really had nothing to do with me or other people.
Right.
I really don't care
about
y'all.
Right.
But it was more so just me getting also in a spiritual mindset, because I did grow up in church. So it was just like I always was wrestling and fighting with myself. But I had to keep telling myself that God loves me.
Right.
Regardless, he can use anybody.
Right.
And if there's going to be full deliverance, then I'll see it in that life.
Right.
I'll see it in the future.
Right.
But this is what we're dealing with right now.
Right.
Right.
Fair
so dating life wise, in the beginning, young age, I can be honest, I was out there. I was out there, I was experimenting. It was at this point in time, I've never really, I guess you could say, if you straight and you're fooling with a trans woman and you may have, you're not out. You may have a girlfriend or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Then you're DL.
Right.
You're DL.
Pretty much.
And we're going to call it spade a spade.
That's what it is.
So, right. So, like, that's what I was fooling with for a while. And it was cute. It was cute. Younger ages. This was 17, 18, 19. This was around 2017, 18, 19. Right. This was before P-Valley and all of the new shows came out and stuff was getting to be more popular and open and acceptable. Gotcha. So I was really fooling with men that were really straight. Yeah. And they were taking away from their relationships or stepping out and doing what they was doing to come be with your girl. Right. So I don't owe them no loyalty, whoever they are. Right. But that's between you and them. Right. But that's what they do. I was in that life for a little while. I settled down. I ended up finding me some regulars. I call them regulars. Right. These niggas that I fuck with, 3 of them. Right. And when one of them act up, switching them around, I'm going to the next one like clockwork. So I did that for a little bit. They was mine. Right. I was heavy. I'm heavy. Right. And vibes was good. After that, it was like COVID coming out. So we had 19, 20, 21. Right. And, oh, child. So I got into that industry just a little bit. Twitter, and it go down on Twitter. Indeed. So we don't say too much about that. Right. But called X now. Ain't it called X? It's called X. So that should be enough. Take Elon Musk off the board. What are you doing up there? Because y'all are onto something. Yeah. But no, for real. Around 2019 through 2021, I was doing my big ones. And I was making motion at the time of trying to do my big ones. Okay. So I was seeing a turnaround, but at this time, this was when more and more trans women were coming out. Then you had spaces being introduced to now X. Right. So, it's just so many new conversations, so many, like, now we networking from a virtual side of things. Right. And people was having their motion from home.
Gotcha.
So things was just really working out well.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had like some clients, some people that you fool with, that's why I'm just go ahead and put it on out there. But if you had some of them, baby, you was golden. Was right. The only thing is sometimes you do end up, having a new person come about, or you end up just trying to acclimate yourself. Oh, I need somebody else. I need, find something.
Right.
Right. So at this time, it's just like, okay, I'm trying to pick up some new energies.
Right.
I don't have my regulars like I used to have no more. So I'm coming. This is all different kinds of people.
Gotcha.
I don't know y'all energies. I don't know y'all being. I'm kind of just linking up.
Yeah.
And not being mindful because I'm still myself 2021.
Right.
So I'm green to a lot of stuff at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just times where they was getting their big ones, their one-ups on a bitch. Like stealing and robbing and whoa.
So have you, now that you say that, as a trans person, have you experienced like you basically just being taken advantage of because they looking like motherfucker don't know what's going on?
I don't think that it's not just trans women.
That's regular women. We done all got okie dokie before.
If we could have story time real quick, I would be so real, y'all. I'm gonna be so frank.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell this story, people always laugh.
Right.
But I'm gonna try to keep it a little PG.
Come on.
But we gonna get into it. Okay, so story time, real quick. I had a dude that I had linked up with.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had met him in person, but it wasn't I had seen him. So I seen him again on an app.
Okay.
Got him his information. We end up linking.
Right.
So after we end up linking, we ride off.
Mm-hmm.
We go do our big ones.
Mm-hmm.
We had to go do our big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when he pull up, he's fine. In my eyes, I'm still young.
Yeah.
So he fine.
So like nowadays, he's not fine.
No, I'm not looking at him like that anymore. So, I mean, he might be fine.
Right.
But no. Like, okay. So then he was fine. He had the jewelry.
Right.
Girl, he had put up in a rental Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, ooh, he got money.
He got money.
Like, ooh, yes. So, I walked my happy ass outside and got in that Jeep.
Right.
We pulled off. We went to the little spot.
Mm-hmm.
He parked right in front of the door.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I can be watchful. I'm still like watching I watch my surroundings wherever I go.
Right.
But I still was a little green.
Yeah.
So we go in and do our ones. He moving around. I'm picking up on the vibe. I'm like, some a little off.
Right.
But I'm still moving. I end up going to get in the shower for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I go get in the shower. He move around. It ain't no towels in the room. We go get some towels. I'm supposed to be waiting for him to get back and hop in the shower.
Right.
He's still moving around. He come back with the towels. I'm like, okay, like I'm still in the shower. I'm doing my big ones, washing up. Right. And so I know I'm like, where to do that? Like, where to do that? Mm-hmm. So dude that came and got the shower. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Mm-hmm. I look outside, like, because I left the bathroom door open. I'm looking outside. I don't see nobody.
Right.
Got quiet.
Right.
I'm naked.
No. Right.
So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't hear nobody.
Yeah.
But I hear that door.
Locked, closed.
I heard it squeak. Open. So at this point, where are you going?
Right.
Like, hello. Girl, it's the way I must have I had a vision.
Mm-hmm.
Raven Simone.
Raven Simone.
Oh, I had it. It came so clear today. Bitch, get out the shower.
Yeah.
Girl, I must have hopped out that shower naked.
Mm-hmm.
Now just imagine.
Mm-hmm. I pictured it.
Okay. Naked. And I go straight for that purse. Now at this time, I'm bringing my purse. I had just got a refund check from PV. It was my bank account was probably sitting somewhere around $6,000.
Okay.
I know for a fact.
Yeah.
So, and then I never really keep cash on me.
Mm-hmm.
But this time I know I had cash for sure. At least $140, just a little something.
Yeah, some side.
Right. So I'm going through my purse, IDs, card, money, phone, gone.
Gone.
Where is my stuff? You're gone.
Right.
He's gone.
Right.
I book it out the door.
Yeah, naked.
Naked. Do you hear me? I booked it out the door naked. I saw that Jeep hit that corner.
Yeah.
And he stopped at that stop sign that was right by Baby, I was running. Do you hear me? I must have swung that Jeep door open so fast.
Give my stuff.
Give me my shit. And girl, I swear to God. I swear to God today, like, it's so crazy because the person that I am, I'm a go-getter.
Yeah.
And I don't play about nothing.
Yeah.
So, like, if something's going to happen, it's just going to happen. And at that point, like, when I swung that Jeep door open and I just kept saying, give me my shit, girl, he drove off. Yeah. I'm dangling. All on the car, naked. Girl, I'm just like, oh my God. So he pulled me in. He like, get in. I don't want you to get hurt. Bitch, you don't care if I get hurt.
You was just gonna steal from me.
You was just gonna
do everything.
So I'm just like, okay, I get in the car. I'm just hollering. Like at this point, I see red because you have all of my stuff. Like, and I'm feeling like, okay, I didn't really just think this was a trans situation. I really felt like this dude has to do this to females, period. Right. You were just so acclimated with just moving how you was moving with me. Like this can't be your first time.
Right.
So girl, I'm yelling, give me my shit. Like just screaming at the top of my lungs. And he handed me my shit one by one. One by ID, cards, phone, slowly. I'm like, okay. When he get to the money, hands me $20.
Where the rest of
Where's the rest of my money? Like, oh, well, I need to get some gas. Nigga!
Right.
You in a Jeep rental.
That don't got nothing to do with
that don't have nothing to do with me.
Right.
Run me my money at all. It was about a 120. Keep 20. It was 120. Something. I don't even give a fuck no more. Give me my shit.
Rest.
Okay? Like, oh my gosh. So that had ended up happening, and I'm just still screaming. I'm like, I'm in college. Why the fuck are you doing this to people? Right. And at this point, dude then looked at me like, this bitch hollering at me and my shit. Right. And I'm just hollering, and I've come back to think like I was just hollering at this nigga and his shit. Right. I didn't give a fuck. Right. And next thing I know, that was coming out of his mouth was, you need to calm down before I shoot you.
How many times have you?
Well, bitch, do it. Do it then, bitch, because they going to be looking for you. Do it. Like, I was not mad at all. Right. Because if you going to shoot me, I guess it's my time, Lord.
Right. Show me some.
Show me.
Dump the Glock, show me.
I hate to die over my shit. But I die over my shit. Okay. I know. I was talking to some of my friends after this. They was like, ooh, I don't know how you did it. I would have just been stuck looking in my purse. Right. You got the wrong bitch. I'm gonna go get my shit. Right. Okay. So yes.
How many times have you been threatened by, let's say, a DL man? Like, you better not say nothing.
That was the only. Oh, you better not say nothing.
Yeah.
I would say maybe 2. Okay. Maybe 2.
Yeah.
I've seen umpteen guys in my life.
I believe.
So 2 ain't nothing.
Right.
But I've also been viewed my whole life as a woman. Right. So like it didn't took men to have to get to know me or actually get down there before they knew what was going on. Right. Most people by eye don't just be like, oh, that's a no. Yeah. I'm a lady. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's why I was more so comfortable with transitioning and becoming more into myself, because I was just like, no, this is who I am. Right. This is who I've been. Right. And it's just like I was so like fixated on acceptance that it was just like, okay, I'm gonna just keep holding off. I'm gonna keep dialing it back.
Question. So surgery wise, did you do the whole surgery?
Okay, hold on. Take a sip.
Take a sip, baby. Take a sip. I just want to know.
We in our process.
Okay.
We in our process.
Fair enough.
I
see the boobs. The boobs are good.
The boobs look good. Yeah. Thank you. They are a work in progress.
Work in progress.
So, right now, like I'm about 2 years in. Okay. On my hormones. Mm-hmm. And changes are coming. Yeah. Changes are happening. Okay. But I definitely do have sight to get to that end goal. Right. So bottom and top surgery. Yeah. And just everything else I'm fine.
Fair enough. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Who is some people that you idolize trans community wise? It don't gotta be trans, but if you got somebody in that community.
I really don't have too many trans.
Gotcha.
if I would choose somebody that I idolize and that I've been looking at for a long, long time,
Right.
is Alonzo Arnold.
Okay.
Like
him.
He's a he. He's not a she.
Hair. He cut that hair up. I know that much.
He can do some hair.
Do you hear me?
He's gonna fuck around. So I loved Alonzo's style, the hair, the whole nine, the aesthetic. Mm-hmm. I know he a boy, but if he was transitioning, I would be all for it.
Right.
And cisgender, my real women. Cash Doll.
Cash Doll. I love
That's my bitch. She is
Cash
fine.
go crazy. I love Cash.
I love her. Oh, she's so fun.
And she's a great mother. I love great mothers. There's just something about us.
We don't know too much about her life.
Right.
And that's another thing that I like. Because she keeps up with whatever she's doing, and I'm sure she's making money. We don't know nothing.
Right. We don't know.
I know she's making a check.
Right.
But we don't know, and that's good. That's really good. That's the status I'm trying to get to.
Right. Like Beyonce status. Like you only know what I want you to know.
You only know what I want you to know.
Fair enough.
Mind your business.
Fair enough. So, what is the biggest, I want to say, lesson that this experience has given you?
Patience.
Okay.
I already struggle with patience.
You ain't the only one.
But I be wanting to rush, get stuff done. And I be having expectations of people to change fast. Right. And it was like, you got to slow down those expectations and just have patience with people and patience with yourself.
Right.
Everything's not going to happen as quickly as we want them to.
Right.
And I'm 24. So it's still a learning curve. Now I feel 70. Okay.
My back feel about 70.
Okay. Like I feel old. I feel like I've been on this earth longer than I have.
Back up there.
Baby. But yeah, I'm just still learning life. I'm still learning life and trying to figure stuff out.
We all are.
So take patience with me. Give me a little grace.
Right.
And I'm trying to do this same. Extend grace to people where I just know, like, not everybody is going to be, 100% for me and what I'm doing.
Fair enough.
I know that, and that's fine. But just respect me.
Right.
I'm so sweet. Like I will give you my everything. So it's just like, don't do me.
Right.
Like I really
see. That's kind of a reason I brought you on here, because don't get me wrong, I grew up in a not religious, but we practice the Bible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm a person that look deeper than what we seeing on the surface. You know what I'm saying? So I be wanting to know, like, what got you here, and what is keeping you going here, and why do you do what you do? That's why I bring people on here for this segment. Because I want to look deeper than the surface. I don't want to just judge people. Oh, this is this is this. You shouldn't be doing that. Everybody in the world is sinning, so we can't say, oh, this is the biggest sin. Everybody is sinning every day, every second of the day. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking.
So I just be curious to understand, like, y'all mindset and where you coming from, as a trans in your community. So it's just interesting to talk to you.
Yeah, like I've always, I don't know, I've never been in the community.
Right.
Like,
and I hear that a lot about a lot of people who are supposed to be a part of the LGBT plus whatever community. A lot of them be like, I don't want to be a part of that. They just got a little too much going on.
They do, and just sometimes how they react and certain things. I don't want to always be affiliated with a title and things that, but I am becoming more open to, this is where we are.
Right.
Now, I can be, fooling people all day and just saying I'm a woman, but that's not the case.
Right.
That's not the case. And I don't want to just be, like, if I wasn't fooling you as a boy, then I'm not going to do the same thing here as a woman. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, I'm going to be real.
Right.
I'm going to be real. And I feel like we all need to get to that place of just being real and being you and stop worrying about the next person and putting your mouth on people. Like, your tongue is the most powerful thing that you have on your body.
Right.
So you have to be mindful of the things that you're releasing in the air about everybody, not just about no community or this could be about your mama.
Right.
Like you could be talking to your sister about your mama.
Right.
So it's just like you gotta really just take a step back. And that just comes with growth.
Yeah.
That comes with you just really being around a community of people that are
Right.
that really can tell you about yourself.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people just, that's why people stay stuck. They don't have nobody around them that can be honest with them.
Fair enough.
Like, and now I'm just getting to that place like of community and having people, you know, I can even vent to.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man, this is freeing.
Right.
Like, this is a good space.
Right.
And I really don't want nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm protecting my peace.
Simple as that.
Like, it's simple as that. Don't interrupt.
Everybody
nothing.
gotta protect their peace.
Like,
everybody gotta do that.
Step back. I didn't come
as soon
here
as
for
you
that.
cutting up, you gotta go out the way.
You gotta go. Like, I feel you.
Yeah. So I think that's all the questions I got for you. And don't forget to invite me to your podcast.
You already know.
I've really been ready to get on somebody else's podcast.
You already. Can I ask you a question?
Come on, get at me. Come on.
So, I'm gonna ask you just a few.
Come on.
So, where are you from?
I'm from Houston.
Okay.
Been here my whole life.
Your whole life. Okay. And when was your last relationship?
I'm in one right now. I've been in my relationship for 2 years. It'll be 3 next March.
How is that going?
It's going all right. And I was damaged goods when I got with my boyfriend, right? And I told him that. I was like, listen, TT not right.
TT not right.
TT not right. And
but
I'm
that's
telling
good.
you
That
now,
vulnerability?
Yeah, I had to let him know because I know how damaging it could be to go to a new person with trauma when you feeling like, I don't trust nobody, you know? And that'll make a person alone run away. But I have so much respect for my boyfriend because he dealt with me when I wasn't my best. And I love people who deal with me when I'm not my best. People always around you when you doing your best. When you doing your big one, they are there. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm not at my best, I want somebody next to me who is with me, who can bring me back to my best. And he's that person for me. So we've been together almost 3 years, and I can see a future. The kids later on in life.
That sounds good. Okay. Yeah. What's your number one trauma?
Ooh.
Number one. Spot on.
Number one trauma for me?
Or trigger.
Trigger. Let's do trigger.
Okay.
I don't have many traumas, I feel like, but I probably do got some traumas. I just ain't unpack shit. Trigger for me, I hate being ignored.
Okay.
I hate being ignored, and I hate feeling like a second option. That makes sense. Like, I don't like you picking me just because something else didn't work out. Mm-hmm. If I'm not, of course, a lot of things in our life don't work out, but don't pick me specifically because this situation didn't work out. I don't like that. I don't like being ignored. If you don't feel like talking to me, tell me. Because if I'm talking to you and you're not talking back, I'm going to have a problem.
No, for real.
So I feel like if you...
That upfrontness.
Right. If you don't feel like talking to me, say, hey, Mel, right now, I ain't in a good headspace. Talk to you later. You know, I respect that. But if you ignore me, I'm finna take this to the moon because why is you not talking to me?
Yes. Yes.
So that's a trigger for me.
So we're there.
Right. So it's a trigger for me to be ignored. I don't like that. I don't like feeling like I'm not heard. I don't feel like you ain't listening.
Right.
That's a trigger for me. Like,
we like to be listened to.
Like to be listened to.
Oh, this was good. Yes, okay.
I love this. I can't wait to come on the podcast.
Please, and I can't wait till you come on. Last question. Where do you see your podcast in the next year?
Good question, girl. Child. I'm a person where I'm always trying to progress in life, no matter what I do. Whether I'm at work, whether I'm here, I'm always trying to progress. So the goal of the podcast is to hopefully have touched so many people, not even just with this segment, but even when I'm bringing people on. The goal of my podcast is always to make everybody feel like somebody.
Yeah.
Because growing up, you got a lot of people who feel like somebody, and they make people who, on the lower side not feel like something. My goal was always, I don't care who I bring on here. I'll bring the homeless man on a corner up in here because I want everybody to feel like somebody. You don't know what people go through, And I always like to crack a joke.
You do. You be real funny on your podcast.
Crack a joke. Okay. So if I can't do nothing else, I want you to laugh with me. I don't ever want people to come around me and be depressed or sad or angry or nothing like that. I want to be able to touch people not only just with conversation, but even stories like this. Somebody may watch this and be like, dang, this person is confident and is able to be themselves. I want everybody to watch my podcast and have a good time.
Yeah.
So hopefully in the next year, enough people have watched and had a good time to where I'm moving on and maybe a bigger studio or, bringing more bigger names on here. I just always want to progress. I'm not in no race. I just always want to be doing better than what I am doing. That's the goal. And I try not to measure my success or anything by what other people are doing successfully. I want to get there when I'm supposed to get there.
Right. That's good. I feel you. And I see that for you.
Thank you.
I've been looking at your podcast and I'm like, she's doing her big ones. She's doing her big ones, and it's all slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely. That's what I tell everybody. Slowly but surely, we're going to get to what we're supposed to.
Okay. Like in the beginning, they always question in the beginning. Right. It's not for you.
Right.
It's for me.
Right.
And you have like a story that you're actually trying to get out of people.
Right.
And you're looking for the right one. That's what I'm doing too.
Right.
I don't just want to call just anybody.
Right.
And I don't want to always just call people who just so names.
Right.
And when I get to that point,
we're
here. Okay. Now I can live lavish.
I'm gonna say this because a lot of people when they see me, they see somebody who just got it together, got it going. Even myself have gotten discouraged with this podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm human just like everybody else. I see other podcasts, I'm like, dang, we're doing the same thing. Why my podcast not there? And I'm probably doing a little more. I probably started this before everybody else started. Why I'm not getting it, right? And I had to stop looking at it like that. And that's why I say what's for you is going to be for you. Where you're supposed to be, you'll be there. God got a plan for everybody. Mm-hmm. Somebody going quick might be their plan that God got for them. God probably want me to have some faith, so he take me slower than everybody else. So I just take things for what it is, So.
No, that is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true. Okay, and I'm here for it. I'm ready to see more.
Thank you. Okay. And you will see more, and you're going to see me.
I'm
over there.
I'm going to see you. Okay? Behind the wall.
Behind all of that.
Okay? And I'm in the forefront.
Period.
Y'all see me. Okay. Platform.
Period.
We want to see you.
We want all that. Thank you. But thank you for coming, and I appreciate you, opening up about some of the things you've experienced and just your journey and your transition. And I hope everything goes well for you. Y'all gonna see me on say it again, the healing journey.
On the road to
healing.
It's your healing journey, though.
Right.
It is your healing. It's your healing journey, okay? This is on your road to healing. You're gonna be healing, okay? Right. So I want to see you there.
Yeah,
I thank you for calling me here. It's so
and I thank you for coming. When I tell people do this segment, I know it take a lot to sit here and talk about things you've been through or all that kind of stuff. So I'll be appreciating people coming on here willing to tell some of the things they go through. So I appreciate you.
And you easy to talk to. And your questions was just flowing. I love it. So I see great things.
Thank you.
And just being here on set, it gave what it was supposed to.
That's what y'all need to hear, that it gave what it was supposed to. And I gave them.
Be first! Stop playing with me. I'm taking home, Johnny, home leg.
But thank you for coming again. And y'all make sure to tune in. And That's Just My Story Tho every week. And that's just what it is. Peace.